Okay, first up, we want to clarify that there are two different Hot 11s with different designs and specifications. This one though is the Hot 11 for Nigeria and I believe all of Africa. For this review, we will be basing its success on how it compares to the Hot 10, so let's begin. It comes in a smaller size box, but everything in the box is still intact. The SIM ejector pin, X-Club and X-Pack cards, a transparent silicone case, a charger, which has been trimmed and can only mean one thing, wired earphones, and lastly, a micro USB cable. I actually thought that we're done with micro USB. Like, why are we still seeing this port on here? I don't get it. Next is the phone itself in all its plastic glory. As with the Hot 10, we get a fingerprint reader at the back of the phone, which is as usual fast and responsive. But I did have to remind myself constantly where the fingerprint sensor was, as I've gotten used to it being on the power button. Just above is the triple cameras and flash, and we are going to take a look at some photos in a minute. The back of the phone reminds me of the Note 10 from earlier this year, except now it's a dual tone finish. It also has curved sides, which means it's easier to hold in the hand. This is the blue color. There are a bunch of different other colors, and I really just want you to tell me what you think of the design. We have a regular power button on the right side, along with volume keys, and on the left side we have the SIM card tray. It's the regular one. At the top we have nothing, and at the bottom a headphone jack, microphone, micro USB port, and a downward firing speaker. I was just about to start ranting about the micro USB port, but I realized I've done that already. But seriously, hashtag leave that in 2021. And on the front of the phone, we have the huge display, of course, but up top we have the front-facing 8-megapixel selfie camera, as well as the earpiece and two flashes, just like the Hot 10. With the Hot 11, there are upgrades and also downgrades when comparing it to the Hot 10. And for a certain group of people, you really want to find out what the downgrade is. The display, though, is an upgrade. It's a 6.82-inch 720p LCD display. It also has a 90Hz refresh rate, which is better than the 60Hz on the Hot 10. The display comes with a water drop style notch, which definitely isn't the most modern looking notch style, but it's okay. It gets really bright outdoors, and I'm also pleased with how the display looks, colors and all that, but it's still a 720p display. And I would definitely suggest you leave 90Hz turned on because it's just smoother and the battery can definitely handle it. It runs XOS 8.0, which is a refreshed Infinix skin, you know, the one we saw on the Note 11s. And if you didn't know this already, to access notifications, you swipe from the top left, and for quick settings, you swipe from the top right. There is still some level of bloatware and ads, so to get rid of them, you'd have to do some cleaning. And yes, it runs on Android 11, and really I don't think it would get Android 12. Remember how I said the phone can handle 90Hz all day? Well, it's because of its battery. It has a 6,000 mAh battery, which is definitely an upgrade from the 5,200 that we had on the Hot 10. It could easily be a 2-day phone, depending on how much you use your phone, but sadly, there's also a downgrade. That small charger plus micro USB and that huge 6,000 mAh battery means it would take a while to fill up, around 3 hours. So as long as you plug it in before you actually go to bed, you should be fine. So design's good, display's good, as well as battery. But here's the big downgrade, performance. Now, I want to first say it's not as bad as it sounds. This phone comes with the Helio G37. My unit has 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Now, if you remember, the Helio G70 was the chipset on the Infinix Hot 10. So when you look at G70 and then G37, seems like a pretty wide gap. But except for gaming, it really isn't. CPU performance is pretty close, and battery optimization as well is. But for gamers, this is a letdown. It will be interesting to find out why they did this, why they put a weaker SoC on a future iteration of a device. I would try to reach out to those at Infinix, to anyone at Infinix, to find out why. But if someone at Infinix is watching this and you want to sit down and have a nice little chat, let's definitely do that. From a business standpoint, it makes sense for you to keep upgrading so that your customers are happy and then sales obviously increase. So I feel like there has to be a reason why they made this downgrade. But yeah, if you are a gamer, you should definitely be looking at something else, maybe the Hot 10T. The biggest jump number-wise would have to be the cameras. It's a triple camera setup, with the main being a 50 megapixel sensor, which is a big jump from the Hot 10's 16 megapixel sensor. And I can say photos look nice on here, just like with the Note 11. It's sharp and detailed. I also enjoy taking portrait mode shots. But yeah, tell me what you think about the photos that you're seeing on your screen right now. Video is capped at 1080p, which is less than 2K on the Hot 10, but to be honest, the difference in actual video quality isn't that much. Okay, so this is what video looks like on the Infinix Hot 11. I think it's okay, like color-wise, it's doing a pretty good job. So cameras do also get an upgrade, and I think that's everything. Its main highlights would be the 6000 mAh battery, 90Hz display, and a 50 megapixel main camera. So they did upgrade in 3 out of the main 5, which is awesome. But the takeaway is this phone isn't built for gamers. But if you're like me and you don't play heavy games on your smartphone, then this is a pretty decent upgrade. I don't know, those are just my thoughts. I'll be interested in hearing what you think about it. Just leave a comment down below. I think that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when you see me.